Well, this is such an exciting episode for me for On VJ's playlist because who we have here? We have the sensational Akanksha Sethi, who is clearly a Spotify favorite right now as we speak. Matlab, her song Raaz Tera Mera is possibly the cover of every second playlist now on Spotify. And it's so wonderful to see her out there looking radiant. First of all, she's looking stunning right now, even as I speak to her. Akanksha, I mean, third time lucky jo bolte hai na, such way. Like your third song has really hit the roof. So how are you looking at all this love and reception and the warmth that's coming your way?
It's just so overwhelming because this is something I'm experiencing for the first time. Like for my previous songs also, they have gained a lot of love over time, but something so quickly has happened for the first time. It's overwhelming. It's exciting. It's too good to be true sort of a situation here.
I was reading, a little brief synopsis about you. So basically, you are from Lucknow, who's now
Yeah.
shifted base to Mumbai, and you've been trained in Hindustani vocals for about 8 years. So, do you want to give our
Yeah.
viewers who are possibly, getting acquainted to your journey for the first time as to, how did your introduction to music happen? How has your journey evolved as a person and as a musician over the years with, associating yourself with a stream?
Of course. So I think for starters, I think I would like to thank my parents. I would like to thank my parents that, for just pushing me to just start off with learning music at a very, very young age. Like I was around 7 or 8 or something when I started my training. And then I would also like to thank my Guruji, who basically, so we used to go into this, we used to go to this class where there were like 8 to 10 kids who used to learn all my age, 7, 8, 11, 12 k age group mein. And then this I used to learn Bharatnatyam simultaneously in that same class. So pehle it was 1 hour was music, then the next hour was Bharatnatyam. So my Guruji just one day randomly told my mother that, we see some sort of potential in her. I think we should start one-on-one training. And he's been my Guruji ever since for like about, 8 years to be precise. And
What
it's
is your
been
Guruji's
quite,
name?
his name is Amit Srivastav.
Oh,
Hanji. So he's in Lucknow. He teaches at the same institute where I did my graduation from. So yeah, that's it. And I honestly feel that having a classical base is important. I mean, to me, because it helps me figure out a lot of things when it comes to say songwriting or like singing, and just figure out the intricacies of how it's supposed to go. So I think that's something which I've held so closely throughout all these years because it has helped me in so many ways. So yeah, whoever's watching this, and if you're thinking whether or not to go and learn classical, no matter how old you are, I think you should do it because it's such a blessing. I mean, yeah.
and I'll take that life lesson for me because मुझे पता है मुझे गाना आता है, but I अभी like I've told myself कि चलो बहुत हो गया, बहुत बैठ लिया इस बात पे. It's time now you go and get some formal training and hone those skills a little bit. Um, I'll tell you, Akanksha, how thankful I am to you for Raaz Tera Mera because just a little bit about that. So winter, I had heard, I remember hearing it in 2020 when it first came out. So for many of our viewers who are watching this, please, look out for Winter by Akanksha on any of your preferred music streaming platforms, and I'll tell you why. So I had heard Winter very vaguely, ऐसे random listening होता है ना कि चलो एक गाना
Yeah.
बज रहा है और उसके बाद it just keeps like auto playing on its own. So I had heard Winter that way. So when I heard Raaz Tera Mera, it propelled me to go back and revisit Winter. It made me follow you on Instagram, and that's when I realized the propensity of how famous or how popular are you on social media, what a hit you are on social media with listeners. And had I not discovered you on Instagram, trust me, I wouldn't have discovered Kaisi Baatein Karte Ho, the song that Sonu Nigam has sung in Model Love, because of a cover
Yes.
that you have done on the same song. If I have been मेरा backlog बहुत ज़्यादा है, you know, OTT का फिलहाल. So it's like
Yeah.
I have completely lost track of what all I'm supposed to catch or not catch. So it's
Of
because I
course.
heard that cover, I went back to hearing the original, and I even
So
saw the show because of that. So that's the impact that Raaz Tera Mera has made for me. So I cannot
wow.
imagine what magic is it spreading right now as we speak. So I can only, imagine what it feels like for you, because I was scrolling down your Instagram to try and know a little bit, about you better. And there was a post I stumbled upon that said about how you're battling with a lot of inner turmoil and inner conflicts. And there was a time where you felt that you weren't putting yourself out enough there, and you want to do that, pretty often. So I think
Yeah.
with Raaz Tera Mera, I think the level of confidence building that the success of the song has possibly done for you now is, I'm sure it has made you, um,
Definitely.
it's, kind of convinced you that yes, you should put out more songs there. But why do you think there was that gap? Where, I mean, you think because you wanted to put out one song a year, was that the initial plan?
No, not at all. Actually, so when I put out Thoda Sa Thair back in November 2020,
Yeah.
I thought that okay, now I have a few songs in my bank which I want to like, I want to be consistent basically. So then
Right.
winter came 21 Feb end,
Hmm.
and then things happened personally on the personal front that I wouldn't want to talk about otherwise. But
Sure.
that's why the gap throughout the entire 2021. I didn't write anything, I didn't sing much, and it was just a very, very difficult time. um so I sort of took therapy and I got over it on my own terms and just like with my own time. So I think when yes so back in I think this October, yeah, that's when I shifted to Bombay, October 21. Yes,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's almost gonna be a year. So I think that's when, so you know how these people talk about that having a change of environment and change of setting and a change of place really really helps a person get out of a lot of things which don't work for them. So
Yeah.
I just never believed in that, but then when I did move here and then when I just started having my own space and meeting people and writing and just singing in general, that's when I realized how important it was to like move out of a certain place to actually have that introspection that okay, you can do so much more. So that's when I started writing. And there was a time when I was just so into writing after such a long halt that I remember it was a week and I was just in my room and I was writing, and I finished like 3 songs completely. And they're still in my diary right now. So I've kept them for later on, but it was a feeling like none other. Like, I mean, even Raz came around that time only, and it was just like 3-4 days of work. And I just felt like because Hindi songwriting is very tough for me. When it comes to English, it really flows. But
Okay.
Hindi is where somewhere I put in a little extra work. So when Ras, I was just like, I surprised myself, like, what is this? And I never like my songs in the first row. There's always reworking and going back and just like giving it time. But then this was something that I felt like, okay, I don't need to make any more major changes in this. Let's just put it out there. So that's when I approached Keshav, and he was so happy with the song and he wanted to like, go ahead with it. Everything just worked out perfectly. So yeah.
Let's talk about the music video of Raaz Tera Mera, because that's something I'm personally very excited to look forward to, because you're a current favorite. And then there's an all-time favorite who's also featuring alongside you in the video, Akanksha Sethi. First of all, it's too cute that there's this really special friendship that I can gauge through whatever little I see about both of you together on Instagram. And
Yes.
that's something that you have, that energy, something that you have brought into the music video with she featuring alongside you. And
Yes.
barely by the for viewers who are watching, by the time we put this interview out, the song would have already been out there on YouTube. So
Yeah.
I mean, going by the teaser I've seen so far, uh, it's very nice. There's such a picnic vibe to it. Two best friends wanting to embark on a journey together. So what was
Yes.
the idea behind conceptualizing the music video of the song?
So obviously we went through a lot of ideas, but something about this idea which stuck with us, that we need to like take a road trip, and just like she's upset about a boy and then she's just talking and yelling on the phone, and I'm her roommate. So the concept is basically, okay, I hear something, okay, she's yelling in the living room, what is happening? And then she's so upset that I was just like, let's go. And we took a trip to Bandardara. It's like a 4-hour journey from here.
Yeah, I know
The
Bandada. Yes.
It's so beautiful, and it was such a nice experience. The entire team came together. We just had such a blast. It was beautiful. And yeah, I mean, I think the main concept behind this video is to show that, how important and how precious female friendships are, and how we don't give enough credit to that. It's just something else. I mean, the comfort and the openness and everything, it just comes with it. So I think that's what we're trying to portray through the video, that, no matter what happens in life, you'll always have your set of friends who you can fall back on in times like these. And it's just, even a one-day trip can make things better. So I think that's what we are talking about in the video. And I'm just, yeah, it comes out today at 9 o'clock in the night. So I'm just like very excited. So I hope it's received well.
Goes without saying. I mean, Godspeed. I'm so glad we have reached a day and age and where we can actually emphasize upon hashtag female friendships, because that is the norm. And it's been, it's very surprising, and frankly, it's very, very daunting as to why it hasn't been celebrated so much. And I'm glad we have reached that stage where, especially women singer-songwriters and musicians are wanting to collaborate with each other. I mean, just look at the swimming, cover that was recreated with all of you in the same frame. And yeah, female friendships is something I think that should be the energy, and that should be the go-to.
Definitely. I mean, it should be celebrated now more than ever, because
more than ever,
as it is, we're just like, we hear so many stories about people tearing each other down. But I think you need to have your people to hold back, and just like to fall back on, and just like to treasure them, just, so I think it's very important.
Akanksha, I have to ask you a question or two about your process of songwriting, because you just said that it's easier for you to write in English, whereas it takes a little, whereas it takes a little more effort on your part to write in Hindi. But when I hear winter, it has profuse maturity in it. Like, wow. Yeah. I really want to know what was your thought process at that time when you were writing the song, because like I said, I had vaguely heard winter back then when it had just hit, the music streaming platforms. And because of Raaz Tera Mera, I had to revisit it. And it hit me like 1,000 bricks. I was like, wow, like, how do you do that?
I think winter has by far been my most special work, because of course the concept behind the whole songwriting is very basic, that I was going through something with this person in my life, and things didn't work out, and things just happened to fall out of place. So it's, of course, the concept is very simple, but I think I find so much maturity in that song that I also do. Sometimes I just don't understand where it came from, like the lyrics, because I am a very lyric first person. So in a song, I think for me the most important thing is to just have the words and the lyrics correct, that just resonate, because I don't know, like that's just how I function. So it was a lot of time. I think I took about 3-4 months to like write it. It was going back and reworking on it and all those things, but I was so happy with how it turned out. And Aman, the producer of that song, I think, so what happened was a very interesting fact, that I had written the song a certain way, and I had played it on my guitar, and I just sent him a demo. Okay, this is how I want it. And we started working, and when the bridge hits, there's a change of chord which I hadn't written in my initial plan. And I'm a very, very I feel like I'm a very compulsive person that way, that how I've imagined I want the song to turn out that way. And it was such a leap of faith when he said that, okay, this is something that I'm imagining, trust me on it, it'll work. And after a lot of convincing, I feel like I did, have that, take that leap of faith, and it worked wonders. I mean, when you listen to it, even now when I listen to it, that's just that one part where it transcends into the bridge. it's just something else. I'm thankful every day to Aman that he took that call for this song. And I just honestly feel that the song, I mean, it has so much potential even now to like reach places. So hopefully in time, thank you so much for actually telling me that you went back to it. It just means so much because it's my most precious work, and I love that people are actually going back to it. It's a 4-minute song, 4.5 minute song. So I just love that people are just like going back to it and just like appreciating it. So
Well, you know what? It's like it kind of reignited that little spark, or that little connect that I felt for the song. And in all honesty, if I have to say that, if I have to choose the best song by Akanksha Sethi, even though we are talking about Raaz Tera Mera, I would say Winter is that song. Is possibly, the Akanksha Sethi trademark that people would come to associate you with, very soon, and will continue to associate you with. Akanksha, what I want to ask is, since we spoke about female friendships, I remember I have done quite a few interactions with so many wonderful talents out there. I remember in a conversation where I spoke to Hanita back in October only last year, and she said that I think the only way that we know that the scene, the independent music space, or the music space in general for women can be improved is only if we look after each other and help each other and move ahead in this journey together, because already the brickbats out there are plenty. I mean, the constant imposter syndrome, everybody's fighting more or less the same battle irrespective of where we hail from. So
correct.
I do you agree with that?
Of course, I feel that there are anyway, the ratio is sort of imbalanced right now in the industry, about female producers, female singer-songwriters, female performers. So I think definitely we need to reach, we need to protect each other and just like be very appreciative and open. This is what I felt like. There was such strong female energy when we did that swimming cover. There were like 12 of us in the same room.
I really cried. I wanted to be in that same room at that time with you guys. It was that affecting.
Next time we'll definitely meet up
I
for
think
sure.
I think we should do a meet and greet session with all the women, and
we really should, like, that session. I think Kamakshi and I and everybody, we were just like talking that how often we need to, like, let's make it a monthly thing. And it's just such a warm fuzzy feeling to just see women appreciating women. It's so important, and it's honestly happening. And the first time I hung out with so many women that I had only interacted with online post the pandemic. So I think it was a wonderful time. So I think that's something we need more of on a daily, day-to-day basis. And I think that's slowly happening, because it's so important, and it's required.
All I can say is, Akanksha, that it's been wonderful talking to you this afternoon, and it's such a relief to just have a natural woman-to-woman conversation on a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. And it's like I just want to turn off everything else and just go back to listening Winter all over again, and listen Raaz Tera Mera all over again, because rains in Mumbai right now, they seem a little elusive, but I think your songs ignite that feeling of, warmth on a rainy evening where you just want to sit by the windowsill and enjoy your cup of tea or your cup of hot chocolate. That's the feeling that your music gives.
That's the best thing somebody said to me all week. You have no idea.
So thank you so much, Akanksha, and I wish you all the best. And I'm sure, like, plenty of fans out there, I'm sure that we cannot wait to hear more wonderful music that you're about to bring away. All the very best.
Yes. Thank you so much.